I'm Miss Rachel, and we're here today to talk about Stacy's audiogram. So I actually have a copy of it right here for you. And this is what an audiogram looks like. As you can see, there's a lot going on, but don't worry, we'll talk about it. Okay, so the first thing to note with an audiogram, this first off is what we use to kind of graph hearing differences, just to kind of see where a person's hearing lies, to kind of see where they're at and just kind of keep track of it and everything. So at the top up here, you're going to have your quietest sounds. These are going to be things like whispering or rustling leaves. And as you go down, 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 the sounds get louder and louder. So down here you would have things like a plane or a lawnmower. And then we go left from right. Looking at the left, those are your lower frequencies. These are things like water dripping or a truck. And as you move to the right, you get higher frequencies. So these are things like a motorcycle or a plane. So that's just kind of a general about the graph and the numbers and how all that works. Okay, so another very important thing to remember with an audiogram is they can't hear anything that's above the line. So wherever their line falls, they can't hear above it, right? Which, if you remember, the sounds at the top are the quietest. So they can't hear those quiet sounds that are above their line. And then your audiogram is typically going to have two different lines for the two different ears, because we test both of them. So if you see a red line or if it's circles, that means it's the right ear. If it's blue or there's X's, that's the left ear. And then, as you can see on Stacy's audiogram, those lines, they really line up very well. So that means the hearing difference in both her ears are pretty much the same. So we would call that symmetrical hearing. And as you can see, where she kind of starts to hear over here, it's at 40, and then it goes all the way down to 100. So 40 to 100 is kind of where her hearing difference lies. Now, based on these numbers, we kind of assign the different levels of hearing loss. So she's at 40, or just a little bit above 40, so we would say that's moderate. And it goes all the way down to 100, which 100 is kind of where profound level starts. So we would say she has a moderate to profound hearing loss, or hearing difference, I'm sorry. So that's where Stacy is at. Now, as you can see, there's also some A's up here. A's is where we tested with hearing aids. And as you can notice, as you can see, her hearing difference without the hearing aids is different than it is with her hearing aids. So with her hearing aids, her hearing definitely improved, and she definitely did a lot better, which is good. That's something what we want to see. And it shows us that it is helping her and it is effective. As you can see, these A's are inside kind of this yellow thing. We call that the speech banana. That is where most speech sounds lie. So as you can see, without her hearing aids, she's below that banana and she can't hear anything above it. So she really struggles to hear most speech sounds. Now, with her hearing aids, it's still within that banana, but it's in the banana. So she is able to understand a lot of different speech sounds. The speech sounds that she can hear, there are specific ones that lie in specific spots on the graph. We're not going to go into that right now, but just know that there are specific ones that she can hear, and maybe she struggles a little bit to hear. But in general, as we can see, having those hearing aids really improves her hearing. So with these A's, that would put her in the mild range. So she goes from moderate to profound up to mild with those hearing aids, which is definitely a difference, and it's good to see. So just some things to note is that in her right ear, she got 80% of sounds at 85 decibels. In her left ear, she got 84 at 80 decibels. But with those hearing aids, she jumps up to 55 decibels. She's able to get 88%. So we can really see that those hearing aids are really benefiting her. And it's definitely something that we want to keep going with and keep using. One last thing that I do want to mention, as you can see, there's kind of like these brackets on her audiogram. That means we used a vibrator to test her hearing, because her hearing loss is considered sensorineural, which means that her inner ear is what kind of caused the hearing difference. So we used a vibrator just to really get in there and just to test the hearing, and to see where she's at and to get the most accurate response, so that we could really accurately see where she's at and test her and get her what she needs. So that's Stacy's audiogram. So as you can see, those hearing aids are really helping her and pushing her up into that mild range. So something that we just want to keep working with. Yeah, thank you so much.